All right, welcome to phase 4. It's called extra confluences. So, I really highly suggest you guys after each phase, please go back and watch it again. Go to TradingView, practice it, look at it, look at some charts. You know, see if you see what I'm talking about in the charts. Okay, don't just smash through the whole course in one day. Take it bit by bit, and then rewatch everything that you need to rewatch. Take it back to TradingView and redo everything. Okay. This phase, I want you guys to come to in the really end part of the course. Like I want you to actually go find market direction, practice that. Okay. Practice supply and demand, drawing all your supply and demand over and over and over again. Phase 3 is the one that I really want you guys to back test and practice. You know, entries in and out. Your 15-minute. Try to enter on the 30-minute. Try to enter on the 1 hour. Where do you see your zones being respected, the candles being broken? How are your results for your back testing? When you have accomplished that and you feel a little bit safer, then come back to this phase, okay, and go a little bit deeper into some of these extra confluences so you can start layering them on to what you already know. And you can get, you know, better and better and better. And then at the end of it, you know, you should just be a solid trader, okay? Once you forget everything else you've learned, you still want to keep your other methods, you know, support, resistance. You know, you still want to know how other things work. But, you know, with this strategy, you're cleaning up your charts, you're drawing your supply and demand, you're setting your alerts, and you're, you know, zooming out, looking at the bigger picture. But, you know, you have certain entry criterias. In this phase, I'm going to talk about a few things. The first thing we're going to talk about in this video is fundamentals. Not too important because we're really in and out of trades quickly. But if you're looking to get a funded account, okay, if you're looking to get a funded account, this video is for you. Especially when you're on the challenge, or if you're doing an FTMO regular account where, you know, news is restricted. It's not that big of a deal because it's only restricted for 2 minutes. You know, I've had an FTMO account for 8 months. Sometimes I didn't even check news. I was fine. It's not really about the account. It's more about how a trade could really blast right through your stop loss if you're not careful. And you need to be very, very careful with that. So what you need to do is come to forexfactory.com and hit the filter button. I just leave all the pairs here because I trade a lot of pairs. But the only two boxes you want to have checked is the red folder and the orange folder. This is for high impact. This is for medium impact. This is for impact. That's not really important. You don't need to have it there, okay? Come and check this every Monday morning before you take a trade, okay? You need to know what these red... I don't really even pay too much attention to the orange. But if I'm just about to enter a trade and the orange is around, you know, I'll be a little bit careful. Anything that's red, you need to be aware of. You need to be aware of, okay? Something like AUD, red folders... You know, RBA rate statement, AUD has typically, you know, some very high impact news once a month, twice a month sometimes, and it really moves the Australian dollar a lot. So, you know, when I'm in a trade and I see this for 11:30 on a Monday and I'm in the trade in the afternoon, you're going to notice that the pair's not moving too much. It's because they're waiting for that event to like push the market in the way that they want to push it in. So be aware of this. Try not to trade AUD that day. If it's Monday, right? Try not to trade AUD. If it's NZD on Tuesday, please stay out of that pair. Okay. For example, let me show you guys what caused, like what this caused. Okay, on Thursday, 8 a.m. major GBP news. You know, major news. Some, you know, some reports coming out and some statements being made. This is like very important news, okay? This is going to move the market a lot. And right before this happens, typically, it could be like your setup is about to set up because they're making it look like that. So everybody gets into a buy or everybody gets into a sell. But, you know, just look at what news can do. This is a 1 hour chart. And this is when this news hit at 8 o'clock. You can see on my time. Just look at that. Like this could have been, you know, if you were trying to catch a reversal, you could have been like, okay, this is my demand zone. It's breaking candles. It's throwing up the 3-pin formation. Everything's looking great. And then boom, you get slammed. And if you're on a challenge, if you're on a funded account, it's really going to mess with you. It's going to mess with your emotions. So be aware of this. This week was NFP, non-farm payroll, unemployment changes in the US. So typically events like this, be careful, especially the first week of the month when it's NFP week. NFP is the first Friday of every month. I hate trading that week. I do horrible. I would just, if you have the luxury, I would stay out of the market for that week typically, or I would be in and out by Tuesday. Like Monday, Tuesday I trade, Wednesday, like something really crazy would have to happen for me to take a trade. Try to stay out the market for this week, especially Friday, Thursday, be out. Just be, aware of some of these fundamentals that are going on, because I think it's really important, especially if, you're trying to get funded, and that's what a lot of people who are using this strategy are trying to do. So always come to Forex Factory, have it saved. It's the first thing that's saved on my tabs list here. I open it, sometimes I open it up every time before I take a big, a decent trade, just to make sure, there's no news coming out in the next 12 hours, the next 24 hours, just to make sure that I can be in and out of that trade without any problem, okay? So we're going to move to the next video in this series, and that's going to be reading the dollar strength index and some correlating pairs.